everybody, Demon Red Mist here for video 5 of my Cyberlink Powerdirector tutorial or starter guide. Very simple look, or simple but long-winded probably, look at how to use Cyberlink Powerdirector. Now admittedly I'm using Cyberlink Powerdirector 13, but it's pretty much the same on all of them, even if a few of the positioning of icons is slightly different. Anyway, video 4 we had a look at how to add multiple processed video clips together, introduce transitions, add in clips, adjusting volumes, and even add in imagery as well. And that was on a racing online racing sim game as an example, and I'm going to use that same video here. I'm going to use it as an example as if you were basically you've recorded a race and you're going to want to do commentary on it. Now that means recording your own audio, you speaking, and then adding it to this particular video file. Now you could use a number of different softwares for that, but to be honest you can do it on the Cyberlink Powerdirector. The only thing is, on occasion it can be a little bit problematic. So what I would tend to do is, when you are going to record your audio, your voice, do it in smaller clips. Although I'm doing these recordings in one long clip because I'm winging it, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, because there's nothing worse than speaking for 5-10 minutes, then making an absolute cock up and thinking, do I have to delete everything you've just done, or even having to go back and crop it and stuff like that. But I'm going to show about doing the audio anyway. Right, so on my timeline here I've got a video intro. I'm not going to play it because it would just be a waste of time at this moment. So we've got a video intro that starts off our video, that goes into an image. On this I've got what a mess this was, because what you're about to see is a mess. And then we've got our video file. Now you know what, I am just going to add one other transition. I'm just going to pick any transition to pop onto here. Okay, so we've got our video here that's ready for a voiceover recording to go onto it. Now one of the things that I would say is, I always found it very difficult to do a voiceover and think clearly when the video I am commentating on is at normal volume, because for me that noise just overrides what I'm trying to say, and quite often you can lose your own voice, so you can't hear yourself properly, and then once you get into a pickle it all goes to shit. So you could, if you wished, mute your audio channel so that when you do your commentary you're not getting put off by the sound of cars and stuff like that, or whatever it is you may be doing a voiceover on. However, if the sounds are vital, the sounds are important, or you simply want them, instead of muting it, just adjust the volume and turn the volume down to a point where you can hear it. Right. Okay, so that is much quieter than the normal volume. Just to give an example of the normal volume. Yeah, so it is much quieter, which is going to be a hell of a lot easier to do. It's a little bit like, I mean, okay, it's not the same, but it's a little bit like trying to chat up a girl in a nightclub when the music's blaring. You can't really tell what you're saying. Whereas compare that to in a library, as long as you're not whispering too quietly, you'll be able to speak more clearly, unless you're a stuttering, muttering fuck like me. Anyway, okay, so we get ready now to do our audio recording. Now for this, obviously you are going to need some form of a microphone, whether that be a gaming headset with earpieces and a microphone attached, or whether it be an independent microphone. However it may be, you are going to need some form of recording device. Plug that into your computer, make sure it's all installed properly and it's working okay. You can even do this, what I'm about to show you, to see if it is recording properly or not. Okay, on the left hand side where we've got our main tools, we've got a microphone here, and it's called the voiceover recording room, so it's pretty self-explanatory really. So click on that, and it's now going to pop up a new box. Now we have our master volume here for the audio recording, and this green bar is basically showing what sort of volume, maximum volume we're getting up to. Now if you are getting up into the red like I am there, you want to be turning your volume down a little bit. But be careful, because sometimes if you turn it down a little bit, it can actually have quite a big effect, and then you end up having to increase the volume of your clips. And if you have recorded multiple little clips like I have suggested, you're going to end up having to change the volume of a lot of stuff. So make sure you get your microphone volume sorted out correctly beforehand. And you can record and then go back and listen to it to see if you can hear it properly or not. So if I actually put this up to normal volume, and then I'm going to just turn this down a little bit more. Hello, hello. Now you see I'm not going very high on the green bar, but we're only at 83 maximum volume. But there we go. Right, you can have a look at device to make sure that it is picking up the right device that you're wanting to use. You can go on to profile and preferences if you wish. Personally, I don't really use any of this stuff. I tend to just crack on. Now you can also click on here to mute all tracks when recording, but only do that if you really don't need them. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is show you how to record it. It's dead simple. You've got a red button here, you click that and it will start recording and you can start speaking. So that's what I'm going to do here, just quite quickly. So I'm going to go into commentary mode. Oh, so here they are, they're on the grid, they're ready to get going, the lights have gone green and off they go. Jump start from one guy, another guy slow off their grid. It could be a good race this, but not for this guy, not now. Okay, so I've recorded a bit there. Now you may not have been able to hear that too well. I don't know, because that was quite loud in my ears. Also, I don't want to shout too much. It is like 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm recording this. Okay, so if we go back and just have a listen. So this is basically what you would do. You want to go back and have a listen. But if you didn't know any better, you wouldn't realise that down here on your timeline, it has dropped in a little file, and that's the file that you have just recorded in the recording section. Now if you didn't know that was there, and you didn't know to scroll down, you probably never would know it was there. You might wonder what the fucking hell is happening. So yeah, be aware. Now sometimes when I record, I do increase my timeline size so that I can clearly see my voice recordings with my visual recordings. Anyway, I'm going to shut up for a moment. We'll have a listen back to see how well that worked regarding the volume. Oh, so here they are, they're on the grid, they're ready to get going, the lights have gone green and off they go. Jump start from one guy, another guy slow off their grid. It could be a good race this, but not for this guy, not now. I mean, okay, to be fair, that actually wasn't too bad. Now I will say, when I do commentary, I don't talk like that. I was putting on a stupid voice. But anyway, so if I was to listen to that and go, well, you know what, the cars are still a little bit too loud. Okay, I need to turn my volume on my microphone up a little bit. But now I need to go and re-record that. Or I can actually just highlight the clip, and just like a video clip that's got audio on it, or music when we get to that, you can jump onto keyframe and increase its audio volume. And now that will simply do as it says on the tin. It's increased the volume of that particular audio clip. It won't increase the volume of the video file, but it will of the audio recording. Oh, so here they are, they're on the grid, they're ready to get... Yeah, I can't listen to that voice anymore, but you get the gist. The volume has increased. Now, as I said, you don't really want to be having to have multiple clips here and adjust the volume on each of those clips. So try and get your volume set before you start doing your recordings. Will make life a hell of a lot easier. Okay, now let's say for example you have recorded part of an audio clip, part of your voiceover, but you've made a mistake towards the end. Well, quite simply, don't panic. Play the audio clip. I'm going to turn it down, mute it for a minute. Okay, play your audio clip and listen to it up to the point. Turn this down a little bit. I am struggling to talk while I'm hearing that. Okay, so yeah, play the audio clip up to the point where everything's still good and just before you fuck up. So you play, you go, right, okay, everything's good, everything's fine. Right, I know in a second he's going to fuck up, or I'm going to fuck up. You could keep playing to the point of the actual error, and then just like with the video files that I showed on video 3 of video creation, you can use the previous frame or next frame marker or selection to move back a little bit away from the error, and then re-highlight your audio clip, split it, highlight, remove and delete it. Now if you press record again, it'll start recording from the end of your previous video clip. So it's a very handy tool to do. But one of the things you want to be very careful of is if you for whatever reason have moved this marker and you tell it to start recording again, it will overwrite what you have previously done. Excuse me. Now admittedly you can hit undo and save and get back to where you were, but it means you've got to redo stuff. So it's just good practice to always make sure if you're going to have to re-record or you're going to restart recording, make sure your marker is in the right place, or at least beyond anything you've previously done. Now you could, if you wish, move it to any point and start recording again and give yourself a brand new audio clip. There's absolutely no problem with doing any of that whatsoever, and when you stop recording it'll automatically save. What it will also do is in your storyboard up here, I mean it might be called a storyboard but that's what I'm calling it, you will now see a capture. I mean if you've never used this before, yours will be capture 1, but you can tell that I've done 245 and 256 audio captures, and they're just the ones that are still on my computer. So yeah, it will then put these audio files into your storyboard. So let's say for example if you did a Murray Walker of go 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 and you wanted to use that number of times in a video clip or even a song, you can create a song with this too as well. If you sang a chorus and you didn't want to have to sing it again, you could drag it and drop it in again, and drag it and drop it in again, and drag it and drop it in again. So you could make a song by singing a chorus once and copy and paste and copy and paste and copy and paste. So it doesn't have to just be for voiceovers, you could do it for singing, or even put your microphone up to a guitar or whatever it may be. It can be a very handy tool, this anyway. Okay, I think that's about it for the voiceovers, other than to say that with the voiceovers you can fade them in. I mean, I've highlighted this here and you'll see it hasn't come up with a modifier like the video clips have. There isn't a modifier, but if we go on to keyframe, the reason there isn't a modifier is because visually there is nothing to modify, but if we go into keyframe we can actually, if we wish, or at least we should be able to. Okay, why is that not working? Okay, you should, but for some reason it's not working on mine. You should be able to add new keyframes and fade the audio in and out, like I showed with this particular picture. Anyway, right, that's it I think for voiceover, adding the voiceovers. Actually no, one other thing I will mention but I won't show it. You can, if you wish, just create an audio file on Cyberlink Powerdirector. You don't have to, actually you know what, I will show it. You don't have to have a video. Just remove those, pop all these over here. Yeah, I'm just doing this as an example now. Okay, so you can record just an audio file if you want. So if you wanted to, well, for whatever your reason may be, you can create an audio file. So when you go to produce, you click on produce, and you would choose the audio file here, and now you have the options of your different audio settings, whether you want it to be better than CD quality but slightly not as good as this one, or CD quality or near CD quality. You can choose your level of quality. The better the quality, the bigger the file. The longer it takes to copy, upload, download, all that kind of stuff, and the more space it's going to take. And things like that. So you can do audio only producing if you wish. I won't show you how to do that now, I'll show you that on video 7 if I remember. Okay, That's it for this particular video. That's video 5 done. Video 6 is going to be about inserting music, and I'll do it onto the video clip I was showing there as well. And then we'll be on to the final video, which is video 7, producing the actual video. Alright, thank you very much. I've been Demon Red Mist, and I'll see you all again soon.